Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason, happy hump day. It is Fed meeting day. All the festivities that go around that. I can't wait to hear all the nonsense that's going to come out of Jay Powell's mouth. But that'll be later. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We had more economic data out, some more reason to believe that the Fed is going to pause today. We'll go through that and a whole bunch more. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. Again, don't let the opportunity pass you by. Right now, we had a nice pullback yesterday that's gone today, but I got my eyes closed. I'm pretending it didn't happen because we had a significant drop in premiums on $20 gold and silver. This is it. This is where you want to be. Remember, we said don't let that debt ceiling pass you by without buying. Throw this in there because debt ceiling just got done. This is a big one here. This is kind of it when we look at what's coming next. They're now back to, I wonder what the dot plot's going to say. Yes, they put little dots on a chart. What do they mean? Absolutely nothing. These are what they'll call educated guesses by these central bankers as to where interest rates are going to be. If there was any historical significance to it, Jason, then maybe it'd be important. But the second the situation on the ground changes, that dot plot is irrelevant. But at least today, anyway, in make-believe land, that's what they're waiting to see today when Jay Powell announces whether it's a pause or another rate hike.
That's right. And it won't make a big difference either way overall. But, there'll be people investing and deciding whether this is really important information and they should make decisions based off a pause versus a raise because, as we know, Joe, it really depends on what happens in the next 6 months to a year as to whether they're going to be raising them even further or they're going to drop them and start printing like crazy. So it's just 1 month. It's just one rate hike, but it seems like kind of like presidential elections. It seems like every next one seems just more vitally important than the previous one, and we'll be here watching.
Yeah, and you know what? There's some credibility to that, right? Because the deficits are so big. That, I guess every one of these meetings is extremely important. We did get some economic data out today that again is in the, pause camp. So go back to last Thursday, right? We had jobless claims spike up. Now, I don't know if it's real, because remember the last time it spiked up, then they said, oh, just kidding. We had fraud in Massachusetts. But this one looked like maybe this is a trend. So that was the first indication that maybe they could pause. The second indication came yesterday, right, with the consumer price index, all the way down to 4%. Of course, does it actually track inflation? Nope. Does it have anything to do with what we pay at the grocery store? Does it have anything to do with what we pay for shelter? Absolutely not. But there it is. Again, pointing to the ability to pause. And then today, we got the producer price index. Now, this one, again, also came in softer than expected. And this is one of those where when you look towards the future, right, this one is a little more telling because this is the producer saying, hey, we're starting to see some slowdowns in the price increase. Now, it's only 1 month, but Jason, the producer price index also came in lower, which again gives the Fed the ability to pause. I mean, should they pause? No. Absolutely not. Not based on the criteria that they tell us. But do they have to pause? Probably.
Right, and if for some reason pausing ends up being some sort of a mistake by someone's standard, they could always just go up 50 basis points next meeting. It's all right, Joe. They can always make it up, right? So it's not a big deal, but I guess versus dropping the rates, there is a difference between pausing or raising. So that right now they're not lowering the rates, Joe. That's going to be the next conversation we'll have over the next 6 months. Are they going to lower? Are they going to lower? Are they going to lower? And I think that's not going to happen this year, and next year maybe. We'll see.
It's going to be very, very interesting. PPI fell 0.3%. It actually fell. So that was something we haven't seen in almost 3 years. Falling PPI 0.3% month over month. They were expecting it to be down, but only down 0.1%. So that was significant. The year-over-year number fell to 1.1%. Again, that's also the lowest in like 2.5 years. So there is some information there that leads me to believe it. Again, I said it yesterday. I think they're going to pause today. I think that most people expect, if they pause today, if there's going to be another rate hike, it will be at that meeting at the end of July, right? And again, I think it's like the last day of July or maybe the first day of August, but right at that end of July, early August, if they're going to raise again, that would be the meeting. Otherwise, Wall Street saying, hey, if they don't raise this meeting, they don't raise in the next meeting, they're not raising anymore. Of course, that's bullish for gold and silver as well. Patriot Radio News Hour will be back after the break. (800-951-0592). Joe and Jason, Patriot Radio News Hour here on this Wednesday. Quick look in at the markets. The Dow is down 126 points. The Nasdaq's up 10. The S&P is up 10. The Nasdaq's up 42. Gold's up 13, 1958. Silver's up 33, $24.15. The 10-year note down a little bit today. It was up a lot yesterday, but right now 379 on the 10-year note as everybody is waiting for Jay Powell. If you're just done, if you're just like, you know what, I'm done with this. When you look at Wall Street, and let's just be realistic here. For the last almost 3 years now, you've had no returns. Now, in that 3 years, you had an up year. You had a really bad year, right, last year. And this year's been kind of flat. Of course, with inflation running, and all of us, everybody out there, I don't care who you talk to, the next 10 years is going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be hard for Wall Street to go anywhere, to get those returns. That's why you got to have the right people. But one of the places you can look is our friends at YRefi. It's not correlated to Wall Street. Doesn't care. Let me tell you right now. You think YRefi cares about some guys putting a little dot on a chart? No. Do they care about Jay Powell if he raises rates today or lowers rates next meeting or takes a pause or whatever they're going to do? No. You get great fixed rates of return. Doesn't matter. The number's the same month in and month out. You get up to 10.25%. Check them out. InvestYRefi.com. That's the word invest, the letter Y. REFY.com, or just call them. That's the easiest thing to do. 888-YRefi24, and as you know, you got to have a minimum of $50,000 to work with our friends over at YRefi. One of these days, we'll get him on. I'll get Lane in here one of these days. He's a great guy. He started YRefi, and it's just a great company. I can't say enough about how we don't need more federal government. We don't need student debt relief. What we need is a central bank to do their job. What we need is for college not to cost $70,000. That's what we need, Jason. Right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we need. But why refi? Check them out. I said yesterday was the day. We ran a special yesterday, and I'll be honest, I don't usually get too fired up one way or the other, but I was really disappointed yesterday because it was such a great opportunity. We ran those $20 gold pieces. They were $2,215, 1 through 9. If you bought 10 or more, $2,195. It was so below what the premiums have been. Today, like I said, gold's up $13. Let me tell you what the premiums on $20 gold pieces have done today. They're up $40 on a $13 move. I'm going to give you one more chance because this is the times when you need to add to your portfolio. Some days are just better than others. I don't know. I don't control it. Jason doesn't control it. It just happens. And you can do Liberties or Saints, either one. Listen, here's where we're at right now. I think they're pausing tomorrow, and I think they're kidding themselves that they're actually going to do another race. That's just me. Jason says, hey, you know what? They could. They absolutely can.
They'll do whatever they think they need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do what they think they need to do. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's all about, when you listen to this show, how do you take care of yourself? Why do we talk about the Fed and the government? Well, because these guys turn the wheels of the economy, so to speak. They make a dent. They change things. And what we try to tell you is, hey, gold is good to buy every day. And then there are certain days and certain specials that are a little bit better. And it's interesting. Times that don't have emergencies in the news cycle, Joe and I will tell you many times, it's for some reason people just don't buy as much gold. It's just they don't, they're not, gold is a flight to safety. And right now there's not as much flying to safety that's normally going on during the January 6th or coronavirus or 9/11 or these other things that would get gold off and running. Joe, we just don't have that. So this, what is the old thing? Buy when nobody else is buying it, right? Well, not many people are buying it. Buy it now. Yep.
That's exactly it. It's true. We're in the lull. We've been, think about this for the last, year and a half? Because, the first year they lied about, transitory inflation. But for the last year and a half, right, during this rate hiking cycle, we have these lulls, right? So, you got the momentum building, these lulls. We're in another one of these lulls here. And, of course, it's summertime. I get it. People are on vacation, right? You're thinking about, if you're not on vacation, you're thinking about going on vacation, right? Everyone, I want to go to the beach, or I'm going to go visit the grandkids, or whatever it may be.
That's right.
Sometimes
that's
are
right.
better opportunities, right, Jason? And right now I'm going to tell you, listen, none of these problems have gone away. It just takes a while. We're getting ready for that next one. I like to watch that Deadliest Catch show. They're on the Bering Sea, right? And they're out there. I mean, that's a job I could never do, nor would I ever want to do that job, right? When I think about, God, one of the scariest, worst jobs in the world has to be that job. But you have those days when they got the bad weather, right? And the boat's got to go up, and all of a sudden the skipper gets on the intercom. Look out! Look out! Look out! Right? That's when most people are buying gold, because stuff's going on. They're scared. They're nervous. They're afraid. But then there's other days. Hey, the wind's not blowing today. It's nice and calm, and the seas are good, and that's where we're at right now. Listen, the next storm, it's right down the way. Right? It's already on the radar. They all know about it. Right? They all know that the banks still don't have any money. They all know about mortgage-backed securities. Nobody knows what's going to happen with residential housing, right? All they know is nobody can afford to move. That's the only thing they know. And waiting for that next shoe to drop, well, in between the storms, because we've had so many of them, the premiums just got crazy. Today for sure. This is like going back and saying, hey, these are regular premiums. In other words, $20 gold pieces don't get cheaper than this. They just don't, compared to where the spot price is. And those are when you want to take advantage of it. So I'm imploring you. If you're thinking, hey, I'm going to make a purchase, do it today because it's a great buying opportunity. That's just sometimes how it works. My fear is at 2 o'clock Eastern or whenever it is that Jay Powell shows his face, he starts talking, and next thing you know, instead of gold being up $13, $14, $15, gold's up $40, and all of a sudden you're calling in, now you want to buy it, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Right? That's just not going to be. So I hope if you have the means, check them out, $20 gold. You get to pick Libs or Saints, 1 through 9, 22.15, 10 or more, 21.95, and then on silver, we're running the same silver special as well, because again, I think silver it's dying to go higher. Rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles, $765. Cases of Silver Eagles at $19,000. After this break, we still got a while, but during the next segment, Jason, I'm going to go over some silver. People a lot smarter than me are going to highlight the silver deficits that they expect to be in 2024, 25, 26, 27, and really paint that picture for silver to go considerably higher. And I know we've been all waiting for that. It'll happen when it happens, right, Jason?
Yeah, it'll happen, and I think silver likes to wait for emergencies also. And I think another reason, Joe, that people don't feel as much of an urge to have to buy gold and silver recently is the emergency overload, right? In 2020, it was coronavirus at the beginning of the year. 2021, it was the insurrection at the White House or at the Capitol building. 2022, it was the Ukraine war started, and these things, we saw huge upticks in gold and silver buyers. But this is the time to buy, right, Joe? You buy it, and I'll say this, I've said this a few times, metals program buyers, really a smart way to go, because you're buying it when it's lower, you're buying when the premiums are higher, it doesn't matter your cost, your cost effectively just buying it as you go, which is the best way, because no matter what, Joe, it just kind of moves with the inflation. No matter what, gold, whatever the price of a cow is, or a fine tailored men's suit and an ounce of gold, those things are generally the same price, and overall, the long term, that's just a good way to go, is to buy a little at a time constantly. But sometimes, Joe, you buy before the next emergency. Maybe it's a good way to go.
Speaking of metals plants, we're full blown into it. Brittany's been shipping every day. The metals program, it's gotten so big. It used to be when we started, we'd wait for the end of the month. And then we'd start shipping. It's too big. We can't do it that way anymore. So now it's almost every single day for the whole month of June, every quarter. If you are new to us, it's a program like no other. The minimum investment's $100. I don't know how long we'll be able to stay at that point, because at $100 at the end of the quarter, you got $300. And so you're really talking about maybe some junk silver, a 10th ounce gold eagle, right? Something like that. There's only a few things that are still under that $300 level. I mean, at $3,000 gold, at $30, $40 silver, we're obviously probably going to have to raise that number. But for right now, the minimum's $100 a month. There is no maximum. You can do as much as you want a month. We got people doing $5,000 a month. We got people doing $100 a month, $300 a month, $150, everything in between. You get 4 physical deliveries a year. It just shows up. If you pick up in Colorado or Arizona, you don't even have to pay the shipping fee, right? Everything you goes towards the metals. It's really simple. You leave a credit card on file with us. Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discover, we don't care which. You tell us the day of the month you would like us to withdraw funds. Now, it's the 1st through the 28th because February just screws everything up. So we're not smart enough to do anything other than that. So the 1st through the 28th, you tell us the day and the amount, and then at the end of the quarter, your gold and silver's on its way. It's really that simple. What does it cost to sign up? Nothing. What if I need to take a break? Just call us. Hey, I need to put it on hold. People do it all the time. We originally started the plan for the guys that, when we ran a special like today, $20 gold piece, $2,215, and I'm screaming for you to buy it. Buy 10. Buy it for $21.95. And you're like, I don't know what kind of dope double smoking. It'd take me a whole year to save $2,100 to buy a $20 gold piece. Well, go to the metals plan, $100 a month. You'd be amazed how quickly things add up. But we don't charge. Listen, we get it. An unexpected expense comes up. Man, I can't afford that $100 or $200. Call us and just say, I need to put it on hold. No problem. When you're ready to start back up again, call us. We want to change the amount. Call. No fees ever when it comes to the metals plan. If you want more information about it, just call. The girls will talk you through it. 800-951-0592 when we get back. How big is the silver shortage going to be?